Yeah. Eagles wear boxing. Welcome to Eagles Web Boxing. We got the Friday wrap right now, y'all. We gonna see how that work out. Hopefully it work out, just fine. In the meantime, I'm gonna sit back here and just chill. I don't know what did I say? Oh yeah, I was putting a little something out there from one of my for my mod. So I had to put something special out there for her. Yeah, she want everything to be about her. But if she come in today, she gonna find out it might not be like that. Oh, no. It might be like that though. It might not. Zorrillo fights today. Just remember, 7 o'clock Eastern. So around that, that's when the fight card is. I think we got a couple of Mongolian fighters coming up. That's Wednesday though, but we'll talk about that. Barboza. What y'all got on that Barboza? 26 and old. But we know the Puerto Rican fighters are pretty tough, but we'll see. If Barboza can hold in there, can hang in there and get it done. That's tonight, so y'all remember. Just let me know who y'all got. Who y'all got? Of course, we got Fortuna and Garcia coming up. We'll talk about that. But they do the tails of the tape. We know that Fortuna don't have too many losses. So I mean, he got 3, but 37 wins. Yeah, it ain't like he can't knock you. Yeah, it's not like he can't knock you out. He can definitely put you out. Yeah. But everybody, start looking at stuff like, oh, he's getting stopped. Everybody always put that stop out there. You know what I mean? But then, of course, there's always going to be some kind of news. We'll get into the news about the fight. We'll just, read a couple of excerpts to see what the opinion is about it. But until then, I'll just chill. I'm not going to waste a broadcast on myself, man. What's wrong with y'all? I'll look at some other stuff. Yeah. We will see. That's right. I love airplanes. I don't necessarily love to fly that much, but I like airplanes. And I only like them. Believe me, I like to look at them. I like the airplane, but I like when somebody's like flying them. Somebody who's like more or less on beast mode when it comes to flying.
Hey, Julius, if you could have had anything to eat after you broke the world record bench press, what would it have been? I can do that. One of the strongest guys in the world tells you wants a big steak, you get him a big steak. 100-ounce butterfly tomahawk ribeye. Hit it with a little W sauce, then some coffee rub, burst.
It's a quiet stream right now. I don't know if you're doing a replay, you're doing a playback on it or whatever. Then you just have to look at me in quiet mode because I just don't want to tell everything to a make believe audience, somebody that might not even show up. You know what I mean? You might not look at the video for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or might not ever look at it. Then what? Yeah?
Two pale-faces arguing over land that wasn't theirs.
Yep. Y'all, sir, here though. Y'all, sir, Hussein. Salute, brother. I watch it. I watch videos sometime where they got this. They always put this guy. He has this laugh. I don't know. His laugh be killing me. It's just his laugh. He just laughs all the time, and his laugh be tearing me. It tears me apart, man. When I pay attention to his laugh, I let you hear it. Even though I don't let you know what the video's about. I know you're always doing a few things. This is my laugh for you, man.
No, 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 no.
That's my laugh for you. You always got something. He said, I'm doing a few things, listening in. You're always doing a few things, listening in, man. You know what I'm starting not to like when it comes to boxing is a lot of these they're getting carried away. I'll tell you what, they're getting carried away with all the short notice fights. I'm already through with that because there shouldn't be no such thing as a short notice fight constantly. If you're trying to make yourself seem recognized, then there should not always be a short notice fight. Always a short notice fight, and of course with the pause is always some kind of rehydration thing where, like on this fight, I guess with Rahman, I guess it's a rehydration thing. He's not allowed to rehydrate, which is stupid. Don't fight somebody if you can't rehydrate to the weight that you feel comfortable fighting. Oh, excuse me. Ryan Garcia. Fortuna wanted to fight him at 140, I guess, because he just don't have enough time. You guys got to stop. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just mentioning it right now, Fortuna. So you guys got to stop this. You can't be a social media hustler. You know what I mean? You're on social media and you're always running your mouth, and you're getting people all excited. Oh yeah, he's the good. He's the right. He's the guy. For me, you'll never be the guy if you don't show that you're the guy. Because somebody winning, it means one thing. You know what I mean? But impressively winning and stopping people and not caring if they come in overweight or whatever. I don't care. The guy can come in if you're really a badass, you can say that a guy can come in 2 pounds over. I don't care. If you're really a badass, what's 2 pounds? What's 2 pounds? If you really a badass, hey, I don't care if the guy comes in 2 pounds over. Don't penalize him. 2 pounds ain't nothing. If he want to fight, if he too scared to get in shape, let him come in at a couple of pounds overweight. But that's not how these guys do it. These guys want to rush in. You know what I mean? That's what they do. They love to rush in. Like rush in and fight, on when I say rush in, I mean their mouth is rushing in. But when it comes to you, they'll give you like a short notice or something like that. Yes. For the most part, if you're not in the top 3, if you're not in the top 2 or 3, the standard is that you stay in shape. And I'm not sure if they cut it off at the top 3, but I'm cutting it off at the top 3. So if not, you're always in shape. You're always waiting for a phone call, that you're a contender. I want to get, I need to get this shot. So you should always be ready. So I'm not trying to contradict my own point, by saying this, but some of the responsibility is also on you as a fighter. Well, it's on you, but it's not like you have to take a call. But if you're responding, then don't make up an excuse. So that it doesn't mute my point, but but I'm just saying, because there's 2 sides. Stay in shape. And if you're a great fighter, challenge people and don't even worry about it. Like, okay, come in. You can come in a couple of pounds. I'm giving you a short. At least tell them. So doesn't this make more sense if y'all, sir, if I tell you this? I say, y'all, sir, you know what? I know I told you come in. And I know the limit is 165, but you know what? I don't care. You can come in at 168 because the other guy dropped out. And I understand. I know you've been training, but maybe you're not in that great a shape. So I'll give you that little 3 pound leeway. That's because I'm a badass. I don't give a damn. I don't care. And that's why it makes it so much harder. Even because I was playing that little soundbite where Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, and I forget who the third person was talking about Sugar Ray Robinson as being the pound for pound. Wasn't a better fighter than him. Simple as that. And Ali's the greatest, and he said that. So that's the reason. Did I say these fighters aren't cut off? They're not cut out the way that everybody, oh, pound for pound. Get out of here. There's no pound for pound. Terrence Crawford, I'm sorry, you ain't pound for pound. You're a welterweight. You ain't pound for pound. None of it. Canelo, you ain't no, you whatever you are. I don't even know half of your weight classes. Lightweight. You're not a pound for pound. You're not a pound for pound. None of you are pound for pound. Sorry. Because first of all, you wouldn't have done what a pound for pound fighter could do, and you wouldn't have won. And you would never had an excuse like Sugar Ray Robinson had that he won the fight. All he needed to do was make it like 1 or 2 more rounds, but he had more or less a heat stroke. His back started blistering up, and it was just too hot underneath them lights. And why would that have bothered him more? If they were outside, it wouldn't have bothered them. But inside lights is different. Inside lights work. They have a different effect. They have a different effect. There's no air element and stuff like that. And so I'm not going to really get into it. It's just figure it like this way. If you have something that's light inside, it's light, and you have a concentrated light on it, it's still going to reflect a lot of the heat in light. But if you have something dark, it's just going to just soak right in. So, dark. A little bit of science that I shouldn't have to explain to you. People are so dumb sometimes, y'all, so that you do got to explain. He said Fat Boy Ruiz was in shape more for AJ on his short notice fight. Yeah. Compared to the one where he ate twice his body weight through the whole camp. Yeah, there you go. There you go. You're right. And this is the funny thing, though. Salute to Bruce Gas, Boxer Jazz Moore, and my brother Derek Bailey back in the house, y'all. Yeah. And so that's a good point, y'all, sir. What's funny about that is that if you remember, I don't know if you guys remember, they were actually putting out videos. You see what I mean? They were actually putting out videos to make it seem like Ruiz was in like super shape. Like, oh yeah, he lost so much weight. Look at his waist. They made it seem like he had lost so much weight. Like he was coming in real slim. All he's doing is holding his stomach in. And we know he had how could you avoid eating all them Snickers after you got paid that kind of money? You know, you went out and bought a half a truckload of Snickers. Ate all them damn Snickers up. And sucked your stomach in and food the shit out of the puppets, the dumb people. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more said, peace, brothers, at Eagles Way of Boxing, at Yasser Hussein. He cooking dinner and listening. Yeah. Derek Beatty says, salute at Eagles Way of Boxing. Of course, salute back to everybody out there. Derek Beatty, salute at Yasser, and Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. At Derek Beatty, salute. Derek Beatty, salute at Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. And Yasser, salute fam at Derek Beatty, and at Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. Up in this place, you know what I mean? So, that was a good channel and video about the heavyweights in the 70s. Oh, at Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. Okay. Yep. Yeah, Bruce puts it out. I can't never catch Bruce, man. I caught Bruce like 3 times in the last 3 months. Something like that. I don't even know. But y'all know how Eagle be busy a lot of times. But shit, if I come in, I come in. You know what I mean? Even if I can't stay. I'll do the same thing y'all do. At least I'll leave the voice on or whatever. I might not see, but as long as I can hear what you're saying, you know, if somebody get too personal, shit, I might have to stop what I'm doing and run back. You know, that's why I like to listen, because I might have something to say. Like, wait, hold on a minute. I remember that. It might be something I can add to that other people didn't know, because some of us pick up or have caught things from fights and other situations where a lot of people just don't, you know, they don't have like. And I'm not saying we have the inside track, but they just don't have, they don't have the complete knowledge that you have, which is always good uh, to have an input. That's why I always like an input. Shit, I get the hell out of here. Shit, if y'all don't like, y'all don't give me the input. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, people have seen you around, Derek. People have saw you. I said, where in the hell is my brother Derek at? I said, he just abandoned ego. Ain't gonna say nothing. He just abandoned ego like that, I'm like, really? That's how you do? Um, yeah, man. This whole situation, everything's getting so tight, Derek. As far as this whole economy and everything else, man, we might have to go over to. I'm thinking we might have to go over to like Iowa. I see you out there, D-Ray Promotions. I think we, instead of hitting that big ocean, we might have to go to Iowa or somewhere, just for now. And then we just plan something else, man. We just got to find a good place over in. I think I'm just picking like I would think that in the Midwest, that I wouldn't want to be nowhere near Lake Michigan and none of those lake areas, none of that shit. I don't want to be. All that shit is toe up, man. All that shit's polluted. So I would say either get the hell up to Alaska, get up to Canada, get up to Washington, Oregon. So it's only a few places in the United States. Washington, Oregon, maybe Montana, Iowa. That's it. And maybe up north where Bruce is. He said it's pristine up there. But that's it, man. All this other shit, effort. Like Cali and all that. I don't know, man. I don't know about these places. I'm thinking Iowa. I got to research it a little bit more, but I'm quite sure maybe they got. I'm saying probably trout or something like that. Trout. I don't know, man. The whole world, like everything is just so polluted, man. Yes, we got to go. We got to get our asses overseas somewhere. You know what I mean? And we'll probably get a chance to do that if I move my ass up out of here. But I'm still working on my proposal over here, my land proposal over here. So I want to do that. If that's an impossibility, I'm just going to just link up, leave the information that I need to leave here. And I'll probably be out, I'm going to be out on some island, y'all. I don't know, I'll be doing my show from the island. It's going to have a different atmosphere. Because y'all can see a bunch of girls running around. For sure. That's 100%. That's 100% you can probably count on that part, that you're going to see somebody peeping into the camera every once in a while. Like, who's that eagle? I don't even know. That she just cleaning up or whatever. That's probably going to happen because of the the barrier when it comes to talking. Derek Bay said, check the video out, Eagle. It's 3 hours long, but it breaks down the whole heavyweight picture from the 70s. Okay, when people would fight each other. Yeah. I'm quite sure that I might even, no telling, I might have even seen it before. I'll check it out. I got to go over to Bruce's channel. But D-Ray Promotion said Eagles way up boxing. He got that hands up good, baby. Yep, at the end, he say salute. D-Ray Promotion, that Derek Bailey salute. And D-Ray at Yasser Hussein with the pound fist up there. Salute, brother. Derek Bailey salute at D-Ray Promotions. Yasser salute at D-Ray Promotions. And D-Ray, make sure you say something to Bruce too, man. How you going to leave Bruce out? D-Ray coming in here. I'll turn your ass gray and let Bruce smash you. Don't think Bruce won't put hands on you too, though. Because Bruce, to be honest, Bruce does not touch people like that. He won't come in and just and get you. And yes, you doing something that's way out of pocket. If you out of line, he'll come get you. All the mobs come get you. So don't look at Bruce at one way. No, Bruce, he a gentleman. No. He's done it before. That's why I know. Bruce done it before. He'll do it with an explanation why he did it. It might be a simple explanation. It might be something like, oh, he was just too disruptive. I couldn't take him eagle. Okay, I got you. So, well, welcome to the chat anyway on this Friday, man. Y'all know how it is on Eagles Way Boxing. We do the same thing, man. We're going to talk about some fights. But so this is the quote. Like I told you, I was going to read a couple of little snippets here and there. But Fortuna's promoter, he wanted a higher weight, 140, because we only had 7 weeks. 7 weeks is enough time if you're close to weight to get in shape. So this is one thing I'm not going to do. is the one I'm not going to do, and this is pertaining to the Garcia fight, Ryan Garcia, is that I'm not going to discredit that statement because when he had 7 weeks. Well, maybe you was further out of weight, or maybe you was further out of shape. 7 weeks, because 7 weeks is actually a long, long time. A lot of these fighters say that 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 5 weeks is not enough time to get them ready. You're a fighter. You're already ready. You can get ready for any sport just about 5 to 7 weeks. Maybe not swimming, because you got to swim your ass off. But most sports you can get in shape. And this is where you undermine the public. This is where you undermine the public. You undermine the public by saying that you needed more time because you were lazier than what the public thought. Oh shit. So this is the mindset. The mindset has to be I only have 7 weeks. And like I said, no shade, no cap. I'm not picking on nobody, but I'm saying the real mindset, if you guys have ever played sports, or if you guys have ever done anything, is the mindset is I only have X amount of time. That's the mindset. I used to get behind on a lot of stuff. Like I said, shit, I need to lose this weight. I got 2 weeks or whatever I got. I said I only have 2 weeks. So what does that mean? That means you press a lot harder. That's just what you do. And instead of working out twice in a day, you got to work out 3 times a day, 2.5 times. Whatever you got to do, you have to do to get it done. I don't care if you got to take a massage break in between, but that's what sometimes you have to do. Like if we all went on a challenge right now, we all got on the scale, said as an eagle, we're gonna lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks. Said shit, that's how we're gonna do it. Now if we had that challenge as a group, guess what? I'm gonna lose my 10 pounds. I don't know what y'all gonna lose, but you can count my 10 pounds as being gone, just because it was a group challenge. It's gone. Because I know what it takes for me to have to get it. Now, if I wasn't getting there, like after 3 days, I'm like, oh shit, I only went down a pound. What do I have to do? I got to increase what I'm doing, or I got to eat less, something I got to do. But that 10 pounds is coming off. Because that's a challenge to me. You see what I mean? So the fighters have to look at it like it's a challenge. I was about to say, here we go. I thought that was Mr. Trash Man. He hates when I do my live. He hates that shit. He'd come in here and be like, remember what was it, about like 3 weeks ago? He was slamming the shit out those damn containers out there. Blam, blam, blam. Like he was mad. Like, what you doing, dude? Like he was absolutely upset and mad or something. But he's okay. So, does anybody agree with what I had to say, Derek Bailey, Yasser Hussein, D. Ray, Bruce, or who else in here? Or whoever else is in here, anybody agree or disagree? Okay, so that's all I'm trying to find out, if somebody agrees or disagrees. And I appreciate my thumbs up. Derek said the garbage man back. Yeah, garbage. Nah, he just did a drive-by. You know something wrong with him, man. He has a sickness, man. So whoever married his ass, the girl that married him had to marry his ass in sickness and in health. So she had to marry that man in sickness and in health. She had to marry his ass in more sickness and health. Said, man, and that's not even what it's supposed to mean, right? In sickness and health, he's sick. He's sick with him. He just did a drive-through on me, like a drive-by. Derek said, garbage man is back. No, he did a drive-by. Yeah. He disturbed the shit out of us that one day, though. I think Bruce was in here. He went crazy, though. He was doing shit that you don't even have to do. He was slamming down cans that don't even exist. I'm like, it ain't even that many cans out there, son. We don't even have that many cans. How you slamming that many? He slammed like 10 cans, and it's not even 10 cans out there. It's like 4. And most time when he come through, he only got to take like 2. He don't take all of them. He take 2, and then recycle take 2. Like, what you doing, man? Yeah, he came through it. I don't know. He was heated that one day. I don't know if it was, I don't know. It had shit to do with us, Derek. I don't know if it was because he didn't get that raise or what. I don't know. Give his ass a raise, man. Anybody, Man, anytime somebody just collecting your trash want a raise, give them a raise. Shit. You ain't putting that shit. All you doing is walking it out to the curb. And you mad about that? Don't mean you get this garbage. You ain't. You just walking the shit from out there. And plus, you don't have your garbage. For this is just off top though. Your garbage stinks as much as you want it to stink. That's your garbage. You buy what you want. So if you buying a whole lot of meat and eggs and chicken and shit, yeah, your garbage is gonna stink. Me, nothing but fruits and vegetables. My garbage don't smell. I don't need the garbage with the top on it. The only time it gets a little bit like that, not even onions. The only way it gets like that, I think, is like melons. Melons have like the skin is just too much flesh on them. Cause I don't eat the melons. I don't eat the skin from the melons. So. And usually I just throw that into a separate like little plastic bag. I don't know, Derek. It's just kind of expensive. Oh yeah, but off top again. Yeah, this is that New Zealand water. But yeah, but off top again. Yeah, they did say. I did hear something about. Or I was watching something about the water and shit, and they was showing somebody water. It's I don't know, maybe Michigan. I hate to keep picking on Michigan, but yeah, not the Flint. Is these people have purple water going down their sinks and in their toilets and stuff. Purple water, for real. No, has nothing to do with, what do you call those things? The fresheners or whatever. I don't even know what they call them, but the ones you put in the tank. Has nothing to do with those, but the water is actually purple. And they said there's nothing to worry about. The only thing that may happen is a temporary change of color of your clothing if you wash with it. As soon as I seen that come out of my sink, the water no longer comes on. The only one comes on is maybe the toilet does not get used. Nothing gets used. The bathtub, none of that shit. The only thing I change, I look at the sink. I cut the water on every once in a while to see if the shit has changed. But ain't no way in the hell I'm washing clothes in no purple water. I'm not taking a shower with purple water. I'm not cooking with purple water. And all you tell me is that the only side effect is just that things may turn purple for a little while. And that's it. And I'm going to be under that total trust system or belief, however you want to call it, belief or trust system, that I'm going to say everything's cool. Oh, okay, the government knows. Grown folks talk again off a boxing top. So I say off top again. There's another subject, and I don't know if you guys know about it. You guys can write back if anything that you guys know about. If you guys know a little bit more than me, which you probably do because I'm pretty dumb. But if you know anything about these topics, let us know. Let us know where we can get the inside at, Derek. Because Derek be knowing about the inside. Derek can know the inside track a lot of stuff. So the water was one thing. But do you know that it was do you know that the United States has been found guilty of genocide within the last couple of days? Anybody know that on world news? Anybody know anything about that? They're guilty. So basically, genocide is murder. There's no statute for murder. So who has to suffer behind that? Who has to pay behind that? If you guys know any deets, let me know. Here's to your health, and better to mine because I actually physically have it. Oh, it's my neighbor outside being loud. I should yell at her. Yeah, people's voice be carried. They be so far away. That's how you know your neighborhood's quiet. When you can actually hear other people, like just talking. Like I can hear the kids, I can hear her. That's how you know it's quiet. Like a lot of times I come here, I can barely hear me. It's like loud. But I'm right off of it's not a highway, but it's like a city street, something like that. The busy street with the lines and all that shit. Look, islands in the middle of the road, separate the one side from the other side. But then I'm also off of the highway, the freeway. So I'm off of an expressway, I'm off of freeway, and then I'm off of a boulevard and shit. I'm all in between all that stuff. A boulevard, a highway, and a expressway, and then a busy street. And they can get loud. And my brother out here, my brother Derek Beatty, all means necessary. He's making the point uh, that nothing will happen. Okay, so nothing will happen, and we'll get back to boxing. Boxing is not heavy. It's not a heavy subject for this weekend. So nothing will happen, brother. But let me ask you this: is there a way that the people can make something happen? Give me an example of what we could do to make something happen. Since you say nothing's gonna happen. Yeah, I gotta get on my dips. Them dips be having you shaking like. I love them though, cause you can turn your hand in, get that chest. I'm gonna get in there in a little bit. I've been hitting them and then I stop. I usually hit them every day though, but let me get back in there. A lot of people I know a lot of people that can do push-ups. They can't do dips. But I remember when I always had a strong chest, but I remember when I couldn't do dips. I'm like, damn, I can't do dips. I couldn't do dips. I do like 3 dips and about to fall off about to break my back. They are kind of hard, especially if you go down because your elbows is all up here. And you press up. That shit is hard because it's shoulders and everything. Shoulders, chest, arms, wrists. That shit hard as hell. It's hard. I remember first time I learned, I was like, because I never did them. I was like, shit, I said, what the hell's them? Dips? I said, oh man, you always, this is how you get cocky. Like, you see somebody doing something, like, I got this. You go over there and what happens? Okay, nothing will happen to the people that is causing it. Yeah, but my question is, so what do you do though, brother? What do you do? So what can be done? They won't do nothing, but can something be done? Of course, there's something that can be done. It has to be a complete blackout, brown out, red out, white out, yellow out, or whatever. Everybody has to just say, that's it. And everybody has to say, you know what? Pay the people back. You pay the people back, or our protests, we don't have to go tear up buildings and shit like that. The protest would be anybody who has any kind of sick leave, they take that from work. So keep your income coming in. Anybody has any kind of leave from work, you take that. And that goes for everybody. Everybody. Because you know who's not going to be involved is the leaders. Like all the supervisors and managers and CEOs, they're not going to be involved. All the people that's in the union on top, they're not going to be involved. So involve yourself. And right before the protest, go get as much food, get enough food to last for like about 60 days, for a 60-day shutdown. So we're not going to do a 60-day shutdown of the government. You do a 60-day shutdown of everything. Because you're at home, and remember, you're at home. There's you don't sick leave anyway. No gas buying, no grocery buying, no nothing. You don't use the minimal amount of stuff. Cook your food, but use the minimal amount of stuff at the house. No television watching, none of that shit. Everybody stay tuned on one frequency. Like, just get onto a forum or something like that where you don't need it. Get onto a different forum. Everybody gets on one forum. We just do a page. We already know the name of the page. Said we're gonna name the page this. Boom. Whoever names it, or whoever, and we just appoint whoever. Or we just have different people that can talk on it, because as soon as they open up the channel, they're gonna hit 1,000 right away. The main spokesperson, I wouldn't be him. I would speak, but I wouldn't be the main person. Whoever the main person is, who knows the politics a lot more about what we got to do. But the first thing would be a complete shutdown of everything. We're not buying no. We ain't buying gas, groceries, and this is like I said, this is a thing where everybody does. So all the supervisors have to go to work. The supervisor or whatever, the owners for the gas station, everybody has to go. Whoever's in charge of the grocery store, they have to go. But that's the way you could do it. Is you force the hand. You have to force the hand. But guess what? That's why we could never be. The United States never was a United States. The states themselves was never, because it's a contradictory statement. You can't have United States, but states act individually. That doesn't make sense, does it? How is that united if you acting individually? If you had people in some cities and some towns or whatever, all the way in the South, true story, where they were still slaves in 1960, 1970, then there's a problem. When you just finish taking lynching, making it a crime to lynch somebody in 2021 or 2022, then there's a problem with that. And that's probably why my brother says that there's nothing will happen. But that's my opine, that you can make something happen. But the only way you can make things happen is you have to force the hand. You know what I mean? You have to force the hand. If you don't force the hand, brother, they're not going to do nothing. But you got to force the hand. You know what I mean? You have to force it. Because if you don't force it, them mugs ain't going to do nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean not regular nothing. Nothing. Not regular nothing. They not going to do nothing. Nothing is different than nothing. That nigga saying no nothing. Because you can put more of an emphasis on the end part when you say nothing. Nothing. This niggas, man. Derek know what I'm talking about. Y'all don't get it. Some of y'all just don't. You don't get it. What the hell Eagle talking about? We're gonna get to the boxing. Calm your ass down. This is boxing / grown folks chat anyway. Plus, this is my show. This is our show right here. It don't matter. You come in here. If it's something you don't like, you just don't like. Get your ass out, or get thrown out anyway. Now, just try your luck up in here. Try to do something that somebody don't like, anybody don't like, and your ass is out. He said, yeah, but they won't do anything. We go along and get along in America. Is everyone else problem because we are so busy. Let's go a little bit further. Derek said, this is facts. But let's go a little bit further, brother. See, this is what people don't want to hear. What you don't understand is what people do not understand, that there's even Chinese sources that have stood up and recognized, even though they've done some dirt themselves, but they have recognized the evil's doings. You understand? You can paint a bigger picture if you get more people involved. The people over in on the continent of Africa know. The people in Ireland know. The people in England know. I'm not saying they'll get involved because they have their own issues, but Ireland may. Scotland, the people of Norway, they know. Right? The people of Holland, they know. The Netherlands, they know. The people in Russia, they know. So you have all these countries that know. And so you start by working it. So they're not going to have the same kind of protest. But it is a test. It's a test, my brother, to see if any of these other nations, if you stand up, will any of these other nations protest and sanction against those that have committed these crimes? Or will they just look at their economy and say, well, we still need them. They're devils and they do all kinds of, bad things, but we still need them. So that's the main thing right there. That's the main thing. Canada, if you get these countries to stand up, you know what I mean? Little countries, Vietnam, Japan, there's countries that will stand up. Even if they hate, they will have to, because you know what they would look like if they didn't? So you can get countries that, even ones you feel is communist, you can get all the countries to stand up. And the reason you can get them is because they wouldn't like the way that they look if they didn't agree with you. Any country that said they side with America would look really foul. Yep. Derek say, we can do it, Eagle, but me and you would get disappeared. I don't mind that part of it, Derek. I don't mind that part of it. I would never want to take you, have you go down with me if we didn't have a count ourselves. You understand? Because we got to go anyway. But you know what? I got to go with a count, Derek. You know what I mean? I got to have a count. I can't go down without a count. How the hell we going down? We ain't even got a count. That looks foolish. When you go down with a zero count, it's no good. What's a decent number? I'm greedy. I'm greedy myself. I'm actually greedy. So my minimum count for me is I want a couple of hundred myself. I want a couple of hundred. That's to be honest truth. That's minimum. I want a bunch. I mean, I want a count. I want a Rambo type of account. If I got to go down like that, I want a Rambo type of an account. And the reason you need a big count, account like that, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Even if y'all think I'm talking cold and y'all don't understand, I'm telling you, the reason you need a heavy count like that is because that's the only way other people wake up. Because some people go down, they don't even get a count. They might get one or no count. Usually when you go down and you don't get a count, and I don't like to bring this out to y'all, but I have to bring it out to y'all. The people that did not get a count, no matter how much you praise them, they really get forgotten. You don't really respect them as much. You only respect them for their effort. A little bit of their effort, yeah. And because what you'll do is you'll look at what you have gained from it, you know what I mean? But remember, they don't have a count. So since they don't have a count, you're like, oh yeah, he did this for, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have the votes to write. We wouldn't have the rights to, I said votes to write, the right to vote. We wouldn't have this and that. No. If you look at somebody with a count though, because they still talking about the ones that had a count, you be like, God dang. You be like, Hannibal had a count. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even the crazy one, Rasputins and all them, the Stalins and all that, they had counts. But think about that, you still think about them, and they had a count that was wasn't a positive count that you really care about, but you still talk about them because they had a count. Now you think about it. Now, I'm not trying to destroy your history, but would people be as fearful and would they be bowing down as much if somebody like Malcolm X had a count? Just think about if Malcolm X had a 100 count or 1,000 count, or even if the one that they call Martin Luther King, if he had 100 count or 1,000 count, would people be as scared? Would people take as much? That's the difference. See, if you got a count, and you did something where people loved you, you're gonna get really respected. Anybody who got a count, is gonna get more respected than somebody who don't have a count at all. If you just have a voice without a pen, nobody they gonna respect you, but not. Let's think about it. If you had a voice, a pen, and you had a count, and that's how these countries work. That's how the countries of power. Those are three basic rules. They got a voice, they got a count, and they got a pen. That's why they're in charge. The voice is they tell you how it's going to be, right? The count is how strong their army is, and the pen is that they writing rules. It's simple, man. They try to make everything, they try to break everything down administratively, but the shit is simple. Still a pen. If you're an administrator, if you're the one writing all the laws and all that, lobbying and all that, you just administrators, just secretaries and errand people. Errand girl, errand boy. That's all. That's what it is, man. When you break it down, yeah. Damn, Jackson, we need way more than that. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. Hey, I trust you, man. I mean, I trust you enough to think that you could listen, man. You could. Hey, don't think for 1 minute that I haven't even thought about that when I go looking, when I go out searching for when I try to do my land proposal and stuff like that. Don't think that I'm not looking for fortification at the same time. Of course, I got to look for fortification, because if I don't look for fortification, I'm setting myself up. Just like Derek said, hey, no, I'm not. I don't want to be no part. I've had people that was part of massacres. I don't want to be no part of no damn massacre. Hell no. I want to count too. Derek said the count too low. He said you need a big count. Fuck that. Yeah. But Derek said he wanted to take action, but the nation wouldn't let him. Yeah. That's all they understand. You have to stand up and disappear people. Yeah. He right though. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with the brother. I'm not gonna argue with the brother on that one. If somebody want to come in here and try to argue with that kind of a point, then that's on you. But you gotta realize you charged with genocide. So what do you do if you charged with genocide? Genocide is death. You're charged with deaths, unnecessary death. Genocide is different than regular. Genocide is a heavy charge. Genocide is not regular. Think about it. That's not regular murder. Genocide is not regular murder. People got to understand that. Look it up. Matter of fact, I urge you to, if you can't buy it, to start looking at terms yourself. And I always tell people, get Black's Law Dictionary and look in there. And start looking at different statuses and stuff like that. And then once you do that, you find yourself the right SF form or whatever form it might be. You fill your own paperwork out and you become your own. You make your status become what it should be. You know what? Right now, I'm lazy ass right now. I just got so much to do. I ended up hurting my back a few days ago. I don't even know I hurt myself. This girl told me I was trying to show off. She said, "Oh, you was out there showing off dancing." I'm like, "No, I wasn't no showing. I said, I don't do no shit like that. I don't even show off dancing." I said, and plus, if I was gonna show off dancing, girl, if I'm gonna hurt my back, girl, if I hurt my back over a girl, I already done won her anyway. She helping my ass back to the room. If I hurt my back over a girl, she helping me back to my room. Bet that. I ain't hurt my back over you, and then I don't get no kind of reward, no kind of prize. F that. Get that shit, son. F that, Derek. Shit, if I'm hurt over your ass, girl, shit, I mean, you set me up for it anyway. I must have talked to you before I went down and did a move that I know that I wasn't stretched out good enough to do. You better wheel my ass back somewhere. Yeah, America won't change either. But everybody looking for a change. I don't teach change. I teach getting the hell out. This is how simple this is, Derek. And don't worry, folks. We'll get back to boxing. We might, and we might not, because this is Friday. Friday's wrap. Ryan Garcia's fighting. What the hell? You think I'm gonna just talk extensively about Ryan Garcia? Hell to the no. This is how simple stuff is. This is what people don't even think about. They have these two words for survival. I'm gonna ask anybody. Does anybody know what those two words are for survival? For just let's say for survival. No matter what kind of whatever creature you are, they got these two words. They both start with the same letter. Does anybody understand what those are? And I'll wait. I'm not even gonna play no music or nothing. I'll just wait to see if anybody understands what I'm saying. Just to show you how simple this thing is. It's very simple. And then I'll go on a little bit further. Well, I'm still gonna I'll ask that question, see if you guys get that part. You might get it. Let's say, for instance, that you're in an abusive home or just an abusive relationship. What do you do? What do you do if you're in an abusive relationship? Do you just stay in it and just, oh, I can't do anything? Do you just stay there? I'm saying a person that's capable, somebody who has a mindset enough that your mind is good enough to make rational decisions about stuff. What do you do if you're in an abusive relationship? Do you just stay in the same abusive relationship? What do you do? And there's reasons. Now, why would you stay in an abusive relationship? You stay in an abusive relationship because you're in the middle of nowhere. You don't know nobody. You don't know how to get to nobody. The abuser is feeding you. The abuser is housing you. The abuser is making sure that you are taken care of medically. The abuser is putting clothes on you, on your back, and feeding you. Now we take the part away from that where you have nowhere to go. Now let's say you have somewhere to go. Now what do? That you can go get a job, or you can, start from scratch and just make it. You got enough stuff to start off, enough supplies, no matter what you got. Think about it. No matter what you got, you have enough to start something. Even if you was out on the street, you got enough. Some people just don't have the talent. I grant you that, but you got to have the talent to do something. You might not be a singer or a dancer, but you'll figure something out. I've seen people, and matter of fact, they do the same thing even in prison. They take cellophane and they make like little frames and keychains and all kinds of stuff. But they get all kinds of supplies in some prison. I'm not saying every prison or nothing like that. I'm not glorifying for you to go to prison. But, make all kinds of stuff like little chains, medallions, all kinds of stuff that they can make. The same thing you could do out here on the street is you take whatever little skill set you got, you can make that. Even if I was homeless for a while, you think I'll be able to make something, sell something. I wouldn't give a damn if it was a couple of beads, you know what I mean, on a string, 50 cents or whatever. I do enough of those after a while. I got to be able to stand up sooner or later, right? I got to be able to get up on my feet. I got to be able to go from there. Now back to the point of being abused by whoever. How long are you going to sit here and be abused? I mean, even if you go back and look at the archives, you see Martin Luther King talking about how long, and he would say something like how long and then not long. And it has been long. If you say how long, not long, it's been long. How long will you take this? And you say not long. Yes, you will take it. You will take it as long as they give it to you because you're scared. You don't want to be the one that's voicing out. I've had people told me within the last how many years? I don't know. In the last 15 years or so, they say stuff like, "Oh, they gonna kill you," or "Somebody's gonna kill me." Well, hey, look, you might get killed for not saying nothing. At least I got the honor of saying something. You getting killed and you quiet. You ain't say nothing. At least I was a loudmouth. You ain't say nothing. You ain't try to stick up for nobody in your family. Please, I've been in positions where I could have lost my life because of family. You know what I mean? So, I mean, what else? What else is there? If you don't believe in something, you got to believe in family. You got to believe, and a lot of my family don't even believe in it too. You know what I mean? But those two words that y'all miss is called fight or flight. They sound the same, don't they? One has an L in it and one doesn't. It's fight or flight. So how are you going to fight? I can't fight with my hand. You're too old. You can't fight. Well, how do you fight? You have to fight against everything that they give you. You give it back to them. I don't want your shit until you do what's right by us. You see what I mean? That's how you fight. And if you're not going to fight, you need to get the hell out of the system. Either you're going to be in the system and fight to change it. And see, they make all these mistakes, and you got all these sellouts and all these people that's tricking you and telling you to vote and all that. No. You only vote for things that you put the petition in for yourself. Right to petition, right, in the Constitution. So you put your own petition in. Right? You make sure, because electronic age, you make age that you have your signatures beforehand. So they have to pass it. Because you go and collect all the signatures. So they can't say that they turned it down because there wasn't enough signatures because you bought it in yourself. Doesn't matter. How many people are you going to see that can make a copy of a paper for you if you don't want to use all your paper? You can get signatures online. They got the signature where you can do online, stuff like that. Yeah. But Derek put out the right information, though they won't change. And not going to just change on, oh, we going to change, Derek. We going to change, man. We sorry, brother. Nah. The track record said I'm not going to change. They not going to change. There's people you've known in your lifetime that said they was going to change and never change. And that's just in your lifetime. How many lifetimes have these people been doing the same thing and passing it on to their next generation? How long have they been doing it? That's how you see who's really together. Nobody will stand. If Derek said, we got to go stand over here, Eagle, then I'll go over there and stand with Derek. See? But how many people are going to do that? See, for me, it take me instantly. But for some people, it take like forever. They not going to do it. No, I ain't going to do nothing. I ain't going to lose my job over that. Because they always put something else important. You might have to lose your job. So what? We just build together. If you got to lose your job, I'm not going to just let nobody just lose their job and that's it. We got to have a backup plan. You got to do things intelligently. You know what I mean? That's why I'm trying to get a location. If I can get this location, everybody can just go to the location. You got to worry about it. Just start over, man, because we got people that can build. We got people that know how to work. We got engineers. We got people that know how to work on cars and stuff, car mechanics. We build our own car. Make our own damn car. Matter of fact, we don't even need no giant factory to make it. People don't understand. You don't need a big factory to make cars. All you need is a couple of garages. You do one part here, you do another step here, another step here. What's the steps of manufacturing? I'm not even a manufacturer. What's the steps? What do you need? You need an area where you make the body. That's one area. You need an area where you do the frame. You need a machining area, right? You need an assembly area, and you need an area where you're gonna put where you make you do engines and stuff like that, components. That's it. That's all you need. Don't have to be huge. We're gonna have that much space anyway. It doesn't have to be huge. That makes it more exclusive when it's not huge. The more gold we get for making it more exclusive, handmade. See what I mean? That's how people get into the trap when you start making these big manufacturing companies, that's how you leave the earth all polluted because they have to shut down eventually. And I tell you, nature takes over these buildings within a couple of years. Nature just start, uh, the forest will drag a building right back into the forest if people stop using it. You can go down roads in a big city. Roads that are not used are full of grass. You got grass that starts closing in. It slowly will crack through the road. Like the road will start this wide, it'll just start cracking into the road, cracking in, and then before you know it, you're gonna have it won't be road. It's just gonna be rocks in between the grass. I've seen that happen myself. Nature takes everything back. Like get that shit back. It takes it back quick. A lot faster than you destroy nature. It comes right back. If you leave dirt out there and you go plowing, you got plants there the next year. Now, shit, all you did was help them. All you did was plant seeds by plowing. They're like, oh shit, we'll take over this shit. Before you know it, you got shrubberies in there. You got trees and all that. Well, the ones we call trees and nothing but bushes, because that's how sick this place is. Whatever they discovered, they never told us about. But then you go up in the mountains, you find out, wait a minute, this is a big ass tree. This ain't even a mountain. You go up in the mountains. Just think about it, if you went up into a mountain and find out you wasn't even on top of a mountain, that you was on top of a tree stump. How would you feel? Would you feel like somebody tricked the hell out of you? You said, wait a minute, I thought this was a mountain. And you actually pull a piece of wood off, and you can see the fibers is a chunk of wood. And that whole mountain is just a big, it's like a stump. That would freak you out. Or you'd be happy like, oh shit, there's a lot of firewood. It damn sure is a lot of firewood. It's aged. It's going to burn good. But what kind of tree was it? And trees grew that big. And one thing about trees, even when you cut them down, like if you cut down a pine tree, that shakes them and they drop seeds. So some of the seeds from these big trees, I don't think like other people think. So some of these seeds from these trees might still be around too. Nobody's told you about that and they never identified them. Just think about it. There might be a seed as big as a watermelon to grow a tree as big as a mountain. Talk about the jack. See, they tell all these stories like the Jack and the Beanstalk, but it's truthful stories. They just put Jack in there and they talked about a beanstalk, but it wasn't a beanstalk, it was a tree. And those trees, some of them might have been cut down. Yeah, Derek Brady said, right. He said people fall for the foolishness, though. That's what you fall for. That's why you need planners, man. Planners, it don't take much, man, to come up with stuff. Like I said, somebody asked me, Derek, he said, Unc. He called me Uncle. I don't know why he feel like I'm his uncle, but it's cool. I don't even know how old he is. But he like, oh, okay. Uncle, then he asked me, oh, he said, Dad, he said, your mind ain't like people's mind. He said, you just come off with it like right away. I said, because it's all nature. It's all natural, like natural stuff. He said, you don't write nothing down. Shit, something happened to me. Somebody done stole my paper, Derek. You saying that's why Eagle don't write as much. Like y'all see me even writing in here sometimes I write. I said, let me get a paper so I can write. Because I try to keep everything stored. He said, oh damn, he said, you got it all planned out? I said, no. I said, even though it's in my mind, I don't know everything. I said, I'll still have to stop and be like, okay, so we're going to need this too. You know what I mean? Like if I'm with people, then we can write it down. Once we get to the phase where we're organizing, of course. But I thought about stuff like trash. I said, no. I said, we got to start back to where we started off. I said, even in the community, I said, there's no plastic and shit like that allowed. I know people start getting sad right away. We can't have plastic. No, I said, no plastic bags, none of that shit. I said, at best, paper. Anything that can be composted and put back into nature, that's it. If it's plastic, if you own anything plastic, so you got to get used to the idea that I can't have plastic shit around the house. You got to get used to that. So that's going to eliminate a lot of stuff that you thought you could take. But it also, what does it do? If you want to own stuff like that, what it does, it makes you into a creator of things that you could use. You see what I mean? Now that I don't have waste, I can. Is there a way I can do it in another way? Did you know you can make stuff, even speakers? Did you know you can make speakers that are biodegradable? A speaker. Did you know that? Everything that you use again, because you got wires, right? You could reuse wire and metal. You could reuse that. You don't need plastic, do you? Do you need plastic? Huh? Do you have to have plastic in that? Is there a way that you could make things out of hemp, like some of your wires and ropes, the coverings, bamboo, and other things, right? Hmm? Something simple like a speaker. A lot of different things. It's necessary for us to have it. Well, guess what, baby? I'm sorry. If you need to have that, then you got to invent it. You better bring your inventor with you if there's stuff that you need. Glass, yeah, you could always use glass. Glass is not a problem. Glass could be reused. We don't talk about recycled. We don't. Why are you cycling it? The only things that can be recycled is things that go back into nature the way that they came out, or in a way that they can enhance nature. That's it. So if you have glass, glass is not, you don't recycle glass. Not like that. But when I say you don't recycle it, it doesn't go back into nature. It's not really recycling it. Or for their definition, it might mean to cycle back around, clean it out and reshape it and all that. Yeah, that part is true. But you have so-called garbage that can go right back into the landfill. That's all bullshit. We shouldn't have a fill. We shouldn't be filling our land. Because don't you know a landfill, when you have a landfill, that's not even earth anymore. It's a landfill. Yeah, everything's so simple, brother. It's simple. The trick is just a very devious type of trick. Because what they did, they take something simple and they made it complex. Just like you can take any electronic device and you could do a equivalent circuit for the electronic device, and you can do one equivalent after another. You got to, this is equal to this, is equal to this, is equal to this, and is equal to this, all the way down until you get to a battery size. And that's a lot of times how you figure out, how much voltage, how much amp is going through the whole system, is by you do these equivalent circuits and you make it smaller, 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 and smaller. So that way you can visualize it. And then you start making it bigger again. So you can go equivalent and then you make it big. So anything that's complex started off from something small. So it's not like we can't start off, making stuff, you got to start off small. All you got to do reverse engineering like most of the people that you know of have done. We made things so easy. And I'm telling you, this is by no means a show where I undermine and where I don't like certain races and stuff like. No, I ain't got shit to do with it. I want everybody. If you're a good person, I want you. I'm sorry about that. So if somebody don't like that, hey, if they good, I want them. Which, I mean good like in the sense that, you got a heart that we could use. Because it's something that your mindset, something you can use. Your brother could be evil towards you. Whereas somebody that you thought was your enemy could be somebody who's gracious towards you. So stop. See, the difference is I don't fall for the physical. A lot of people fall for the physical. What did you bring? They be all mad. Why you bring that white motherfucker in here? Because that white motherfucker right there is a righteous dude. He's cool. He here for helping. He ready to go with the struggle. He ready to go down with you. Whereas you got your brother don't want to. He got his hands up right away. Like on stripes and shit. He putting his hands up right away. As soon as something go wrong, he put his hands up. Oh, let me put my hands up. And you got us, boss. Derek said, F that. Derek said, F that. We ain't on that. You got me, boss shit. We're not on that. We got you got me. All the topic. What I'm talking about now. All this stems from me finding out that they have charged the United States with genocide. Damn. For you to be such a great country, you have no business to get charged with genocide. If you're a great country and you charged with genocide, and you want people to feel like you're a great country and all that, make America great, how will you make it great? By killing everybody? By killing certain people? How you make it great? That's how you make it great? By being evil as you can? Stop it. Don't play with the people that can think. Play with people that can't think. Okay, so we get back to boxing now. Maybe. Or maybe we won't. But yeah, just don't be dumb, man. We want to be able to do this thing, man. I want to be able to do this thing before I'm not here no more. Just need to have the right people with you. You got to have good people with you. You know what I mean? You got to have good people with you. As simple as that. You can't always have somebody, oh, what the hell he talking about? You can't always have people like that. If you got those are people, those are thorn in the side. You know what I mean? You don't want them people around. And that's, you talking about facts, that's facts. People like that, you gotta separate yourself from people like that. Those are the ones that get your ass in trouble. Those have always been the ones that get you in trouble. Those have always been I told you, boss. So I told you, boss. Those have always been that type. Yeah, we're gonna give you an extra ration of slop for telling. Hey, don't make ego start, man. Don't get ego heat, man. Y'all don't get ego started, man. Don't get the ego heat, man. You get a lot of things, but you don't want the ego heat, man. Because I'm just gonna relax. As I tear your ass in half, I'm gonna be relaxing. You the one gonna be all stressed out. I'm gonna be relaxed. Yeah, I'm just telling you now, I'm gonna be relaxed. You not. I'm gonna make sure your ass ain't relaxed. That damn ego. The ego. I miss my brother. I haven't been in the city for a while, man. Plus, I might not even be able to go tomorrow. But yeah, my brother be like, Eagle. That's what we want, though, brother. We want what's right, Derek. That's all. But Ryan Garcia, who y'all got for as Ryan Garcia? So we talked about a couple of fights here. We talked about the Ryan Garcia fight, and I gave you guys a couple other ones. Yeah, but here's another clip, another snippet of what is going on as far as the language when it comes to the Garcia versus Fortuna fight. As Fortuna said, I have to KO Garcia. He said, even if I drop him several times, he said, I won't win on the scorecard. Damn, somebody let me know. Yep. Y'all let me know if that's true. Y'all think that, do you guys think that the scoring or the bodies that will be scoring this fight, you think is that bad? That what Fortuna said, I got to knock his ass out. And hopefully he don't just go in there looking for a knockout. Hopefully he goes in there, and maybe get a knockout, but, is looking to fight and win. But then here's another clip at, if we want to call it, Fortuna again. He said Garcia is too focused on Tank Davis instead of me. Another thing he said. And Ryan Garcia's again, he said, I don't have to be 100%. Even at 65%, I destroyed Fortuna. Wow. Fighting words. Yep. And then we hear from Fortuna again. He said Ryan Garcia does not have talent. He said capacity to beat me. So Fortuna's serious about it. And then Garcia again, he said, I'm better under Goosen. He said, I'll stop Fortuna early and move on to Tank. And then Garcia one more time. I hope Fortuna comes to win, doesn't quit when it gets tough. We're gonna say. And Fortuna said, "Put your chin up and look past me, Ryan." He said, "Nice and tall." So he wants that chin up. He wants that chin up in the sky. Go ahead and put your chin up and look past me. He's telling him, go ahead and get arrogant and think that it's a wash with me. And I think Fortuna, if I'm not mistaken, has been stopped once. But I don't know if Garcia's built like that. I don't know, man. He's mostly been doing a whole lot of chopping it up, a lot of chippy chopping. There's been doing a lot of talking. Anyway, we got Roach on the undercard versus Rodriguez. I don't know. Let me know who you got. Y'all got Roach. You got the American Roach. Same thing with Sandoval. We got the American. And we got Rocha as American. Sandoval is against Jimenez. And also Rocha against Vernon, the Argentinian. Or not Virgin. What did I say? Veron. And then also we got a couple of British fighters that y'all sir would be happy. That Clark versus Heffron. And on that British card, we got Shiraz and Torres, and we got Ball and Kakololo. I don't really know Kakololo. I may have to go with him. Zimbabwe, maybe. I don't recognize the flag, but those are what we got coming up, folks. I'm not going for Ryan Garcia if he win or not. I just don't like him. He made me dislike him because he started having mental breakdowns and all that shit. You know what I mean? He started having all these little mental breakdowns. He got to take brain damage leave and shit. Like, man, get out of here with that shit, man. Stop it. Stop playing with everybody. We're not all in this shit just to play around and all that, man. No, brother. Mm-mm. That's not what it's about. Go out there and get that dub. You know what you got to do. Nobody telling you what you got to do. Go out there and get the dub. Stop and I definitely, one thing I don't want to hear is a damn excuse. If you don't get the knockout, like you act like you destroying somebody at 65%, then you can go get. I can go get Tank. Y'all know I want that Tank. Actually, stop clouting. For me. It sounds like you clouting. It sounds like you clout chasing to me because get your job done and then holler for somebody. Earl Spence didn't holler for Crawford until he got Ugas' ass whooped. Once he whooped that ass, I'm ready for the next, man. I'm not calling out everybody. Even if I can beat everybody, I'm not calling everybody out. Because what if I did lose focus? What if the judges, what if I couldn't get him out and I did end up losing? Then I didn't wasted my time. You know what I mean? I ain't calling everybody out. Yep. Derek said exactly. But people, you right. He right too. Everybody fall for bullshit. I guess Garcia. He said don't really want to pick him. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We gotta go, more or less gotta go with you, but don't think we going with you from default. Only because we got so many things going against him. He lost already. Short notice, so he's not as comfortable as he wanted to. He wanted 140, and come on. I mean, you might have it. The X factor for you looks worse because of your whole mental thing, but. I mean, we probably give you the nod, but don't go in there messing up. Don't go in there slipping up, and don't come out with mouthpiecing. Because if you come out mouthpiecing, we're going to get you. We're going to get you for that. You can go in and get the dub, but go in and get the dub and shut your ass up. That's all we saying. You know what I mean? That's all we saying is take your ass in there, get the dub, sit your ass down. Get the dub, sit your ass down, and be humble. Don't get the dub and then start running it. Don't start running. Yeah, Derek, you and Eagle was talking that shit, but you know, I knew what I was gonna do, homie. I knew I was gonna do it. Right. Yeah, here you go. Here you go with yours. Here you go with your mouthpiece again. Trying to get in the favor of certain people and stuff. You You all strapped up on Earl. Earl, I bet you 20,000 on the fight. Tank gonna lose. Just giving money away. Said you should have given everybody that action. Just gave me that action. I'm like, okay, I'll take the 20. Might as well get 20 put in my bank account. Yeah, but we don't know. So we're gonna go ahead and just say that, we giving you the nod, but we really don't want, we letting you know that we really don't want to pick you. That's kind of jacked up. That's effed up, son, that you got to get a default pick. That's the only reason you're getting it. And I just can't wait. Hassim, please. The Mr. Rahman. However you get, even if you can't hydrate back to the weight you need to, please get this ass whooping done on these paws. I think these paws, we need to get these paws out of boxing as soon as possible. They hanging in there too long. And see, the thing is, they fighting like these fighters, they know who to pick though. Because some small fighters will whoop your ass, that's for sure. Some smaller fighters will get your ass up out of there. Like they are bigger, but they're not gonna call out like the Charlos and shit like that. Because them Charlos are smaller, but them Charlos will put that ass out. Or somebody not even like Bavar or better BF. They're not gonna pick people like that. They're not gonna pick somebody who's young and will put your ass up out of there. They don't care that if you don't have the right weight at if you don't have the right weight fighting some professionals, that some professionals will get your ass up out of there. Matter of fact, I see even like Oscar De La Hoya when he was like at his best. Those bigger guys, they wouldn't have beat him. Shit, to be honest, maybe not even Shane Mosley. A lot of people they wouldn't have fought. I know for good and well they wouldn't fight, like even with a weight advantage, they wouldn't fight somebody like a Tommy Hearns or a Marvin Hagler. Even with the weight, they wouldn't fight somebody like that. But that's what we stuck with, family. That's what we stuck with in this boxing. Is that you got imposters, you got people playing boxing, because even with you saying that shit about you don't play boxing, that didn't work. When people say, "Oh, you don't play boxing," well, it don't matter. People are playing it. Now what? Oh, well, yeah, I guess they can play it. See, stop. If you're saying people can't play it, but that's what they're doing. But that's the only big fight that I can see that's coming. It might be some MMA stuff. Yeah. But we're gonna see. But anybody who's linked with TMZ in the first place, I don't even trust them. I don't. Probably just because they're linked with them, I don't like them. Right away. So anybody, don't matter if you with TMZ, I don't trust you. And it's too bad that a lot of my people, when I say my people, not necessarily that you are my people, but a lot of people that I mess with, even when you were in professional boxing and stuff, I used to mess with you heavily. But then now I see the signs that you project to the public, and I don't like those signs, and so I no longer can mess with you. I can still mention you, and I can still talk about you, but I can't I can't mess with you on a certain level. If there's a trust level that I had to have towards you, that trust level, you won't be able to get that back. And yes, you show me something different. Because believe me, I'm all into the hand signals and all kinds of stuff. I'm all into that, man. Believe me. Because things ain't coincidental. They're not. Things are not coincidental. People think things are coincidental. Yeah. And matter of fact, I don't know, Derek. I think the weigh-in is what they're saying that Ryan missed weight. He's coming in at junior welterweight or something like that. Then again, he's not a champ, right? If you're not a champ, I don't know how many pounds they give you, 3 to 6 pounds or something. If you're not a champion, if it's not a championship fight, yeah, it's crazy though. There is so much on my mind that people are starting to bring out. I'm like, damn, it's like, am I are those people feeding off my thoughts? Like even when it comes to the whole debate of how a lot of people got here, I said a lot of these people, they already been my people. They've been here forever. And a guy asked a question. He's like, if Africans was had so many powerful warriors and shit, how they defeat and lose their people to get taken over here? And that's a good point. Because even today, that shit cannot happen without all the excessive power that they have now. You know, even when it comes to Popo, they got to have all the extra weapons. They not gonna come. They never did. Maybe when I was a baby they did, but not. They don't do it now. They used to be on even. Used to be on even kill. You know what I mean? Because they used to come over. If they fight you, all they had was they pistola. That's it. You know, they had a couple of ratchets on them, but then you had a couple of ratchets, and somebody in your family, everybody had a couple of ratchets. So you bring 2 ratchets over, and you going up against 10 ratchets. Then, what null and voids all them is just you putting your shit away and just talking. Well, we just came over to talk. We didn't want no trouble. But then they didn't impose their will as much as they do now. Now they just force their way in. They started to do that when I was in the Army. That's when I noticed that they were getting more forceful. You know what I mean? By just trying to just come on in your house. Like, we gonna just come in. We coming in doing this. They housing shit. You know, they housing or whatever. The old term housing. Or DC, what they say, they're roughing off. You're roughing off on somebody. That means you more or less you imposing your will up on them or whatever. But no. But that whole thing, the playing boxing, that shit got to quit and all this other stuff. We're gonna talk more. We got to. Y'all come. No, I'll tell you guys later. I wait. I gotta wait until I build, and I'll give you guys some more information on something else. But yeah, I just gotta see how certain things go, and once these things go the way that we need them to go, then of course we'll mention more. We'll talk more. You know, I don't like to, like I said, I bring stuff to this forum, but I don't like to have, like I said, I don't like to have to say so much to where it seems like I have to go into like cold shit. I'll tell you if I had to talk cold. I mean, I just tell you, hey, this has to be cold. And then plus a lot of these younger people, they don't understand anyway. I don't have to talk cold because all they understand is the way that they talk, like bussing and stuff like that. This is words that they use, like bussing. That means the shit's good, you know what I mean? Same thing. Just like a girl, the pressure, girls is pressure. And don't think y'all don't talk way over my head all the way. But then I don't try to keep up on shit. I just figure it out. Like, okay, I see what you're saying. We just figure it out. We've been around long enough to figure stuff out if we want to. Some of your shit I don't want to hear. Be careful out there, man. Stay away because there's a lot of poison. And I just mentioned the purple water and all that stuff, man. Just be careful. Make sure if your sink turns purple, stay the hell away from that water. Derek said we ain't as savage as they are, Eagle. Indigenous people are really not the savages. No, they're not. And the reason, and I'm gonna tell you something, brother. So, like I said, I didn't want to cover everything like that, but I'm gonna tell you something. There's a lot of things that's being hid out of the history, man. These people didn't do all this shit alone. They didn't come over here and take over shit alone. They didn't have the skill set. Because they got taught, somebody taught them language. Think about it. Somebody taught them language. Somebody taught them how to, war up. But if you teach evil how to do things the right way, guess what? Now evil knows how to do stuff the right way. You never teach evil how to do something, especially Think about one of the worst things that could have happened is you told somebody who was already evil how to use weapons, modern, like more modern weapons. They're already evil. You know they're gonna take it to another level. All you gotta do is look at it, brother, and you can see exactly what I'm saying. And when I say brother, I mean sisters too. I mean anybody who's on my side. It's not a color thing. I'm talking about evil. I'm not talking about color. I said evil. When you teach evil, think about it, man. A lot of evil stuff that have been done. So you made a knife to cut meat, cut vegetables and stuff like that. But now an evil person knows that it cuts. What is he going to do with the knife? He hates vegetables. He loves meat. But it's too fresh for him. It's already cut up. What the hell you think he's going to do with it? I'm just saying, man, put on your thinking caps out there. Just start thinking a little bit better. But let me get up out of here, brother. To all my people out there, man. Y'all know what it is. My shout out to all the real people that I see. And my shout out to all y'all that mess with me. That's it, man. The problems, brothers, it's easy. Once you understand who you're dealing with, it's easy. They make it, don't make it complicated because it's easy, brother. Easy to figure it out. Like, okay, yeah, do this. You can figure out what an evil person gonna do when you. All you gotta do is look at stuff what they buy up. What do they buy up? Nothing but war type of shit. They don't want you to know none of it. Let you invent something. That's why if you separate and you have the technology yourself, they can't get their hands on it. All they can do is wonder. And all they can just hope. They can just hope that everything that you use does not detonate or nothing else like that, so they can break it down and figure it out. So they can reconstruct everything. I might have said too much today, Derek. And fam, I might have said too much today. So Eagle this video might get smashed. I really don't try. You know what I mean? I don't try to, get us in trouble. But when you talk grown folks chat, it's bound to happen. It has happened to us. And they may even flag this little video with, I don't know how many people we had in here that actually participated. Maybe 5 people that actually were saying stuff. Of course, there's more people. So even then, there's still more people that came in here. They just not ready for Eagle, but they come in and listen like, oh shit, they telling the truth up in there. So they may come get us. They may come and get us, but what can I say? Hopefully they just leave us alone. Because we're a small forum, just leave us alone and just understand that we didn't have thousands of people listening or looking at us. But they don't know that Derek has 1,000 people looking at the stream, see? They just ain't... See, that's the way. And see, I'm throwing little gems out there, but y'all got to understand, that's the way that you do stuff like this. So once we have a bigger forum, you make it seem small. And I know people be itching, oh man, I want to subscribe. No. Don't let everybody subscribe. Let enough people subscribe, and once you hit a certain number, that's all you need. You don't let nobody else subscribe. Say, no, I'll just ask. You have one person that's in charge of asking all the questions. You got 10 people watching, but you got, in each room, you got 10 people, 10, 20 or more people watching, but you got one person asking the question. They say, oh, that's a good question, let me ask. Boom, boom, boom. So then it appears to be less than what it is. It's the opposite. It's almost like the Trojan horse type of thing. You know what I mean? I forget what they call them. But they call them something, equus something, right? Trojan horse. But anyway, I hope y'all understand what I'm talking about, man. Yeah. I'll catch y'all.